All righty. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? As per usual, let me go ahead and just get everything set up here for you. Mute my camera, mute my microphone, make sure there's no echo. Because good times are crazy right now in the market. Times are crazy in the market. So crazy that we're doing a second live stream of the day. We did one over this morning. I told you all my general bullish thesis. I talked about the fact that even though the market was falling, that I think we are in a good buying opportunity. But I want to double down on that now in this quick little live stream that we're going to do here tonight. Talk about what's going on because, guys, it is absolute madness. I have not seen a market like this. I have not seen falls like this and crashes like this in a very, very, very long time. And I want to talk to you guys about it. Now, before we even get too deep, okay, we're actually going to focus a little bit more technically of what's happening. So this morning we went a little bit more fundamental, talking about our RSIs, talking about those things, right? Tonight we're going to dive a little bit more into the technical side of things and talk about what's happening because it's absolutely massive. But listen, before we get there, okay, before we talk about that and before I dive into it, let me just have a little one-on-one with you. The shitty part about what we're seeing in the market right now is that this is normal. Okay. And I know some of you have either just gotten here or some of you have only been here for maybe a year. And what you probably are starting to recognize is that this market is not as exciting as you thought it'd be, right? 2024, this is the year of the bull market. Everyone's all excited. Everyone's all rah, 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 hoorah. The bull market's already here. And now you can start to see how things are. When people think back about 2021, realistically, when they think about it, they think of all the bullishness, right? 70K, freaking drop back up to 70K, all time highs, ETH, Solana, Matic, ADA, all of them smashing it, right? But if you were here with me in 2021, you remember 2021 was a shit show, an absolute shit show. I mean, China banning crypto, virus worries, right? The thought that the virus was coming back. I mean, so legislation, SEC starting to cook up, right? Then we're talking about some of the issues with the government. Like there were so many problems back in 2021, hacks all over the place, rug pulls, freaking Safe Moon being called a scam and basically being outed as a scam, right? Like so much happened in 2021, and it was not all cherries and rainbows and excitement and joy and all that. It wasn't that. There were moments where it was good, and there were moments where, pardon my language and pre-warning, it was fucked up. And that's where we are right now, right? And so, what I want to do, and just kind of to voice this to you, is I want you to understand that as we do go forward, even into next year, which I still think we're going to see a bull market continuing into next year. I don't think this is the end of the bull market. I don't think that the run is over. I still think we're going to see new highs. My thesis has not changed. And until my thesis changes, I'll keep the same sentiment. But even as we do continue forward, guys, I hope you start to understand that this is the reality of bull markets. A lot of growth, pullbacks. A lot of growth, crashes. A lot of growth, crashes, pullbacks, growth. It's just what it looks like. And I need you to get to a point where you're comfortable here in the chaos. You need to get to a point where you're comfortable in the chaos because until you do, you're going to make some crazy ass decisions that you are going to regret. I know so many people back in 2021, friends of mine, subscribers of mine. I mean, so many of them, when the market dropped, dude, in 2021 in May, they were selling like crazy. Talking selling like crazy, just getting out over Bitcoin. I think it was like $31,000. They're selling because they're nervous, they're worried. It's the end of the market, all this other shit. The next thing you know, this market takes off. Boom, we bounce back up. You know what happens? They rebuy around 65, 60 because they couldn't believe it, right? So they start buying like 60, 65, 70. Then bam, then we go into the bear market. And the only reason that happened to them and that they forced losses because they made emotional decisions. In 2021, I was saying consistently, I don't think that the bull market's over. I was saying consistently, fact check me on this. Some of you were here. Rob, Michelle, Arizona, a lot of you guys were here in 2021. You can fact check me. July, August. I was saying, I don't think this bull market's over. I think we're going to find a higher low and I think we're going to continue. So, although I'm worried and although I'm nervous and I've never been through a crash like this before, I'm sticking to my game plan because I think we're going to recover from here. And what happens? We take profits at $64,000. That's what happened. Now, all of those things being said, the whole point of what I'm trying to tell you right now is that you need to get comfortable in this and do not make any make rational decisions. Don't make any irrational decisions. If you're thinking about making a move because of how you feel right now, just take a fucking second and just back up. Trust me, just back up. Because what I'm about to show you might change your mind a little bit. And it's going to go into why I just bought again today. I just bought again. I bought this morning. I bought more. just now. Let me show you why. Okay. So let's get in this thing here. Okay. So let's jump over to the charts. Okay. Let me mute this so you can't see that. There we go. I didn't want the live stream playing in the background. Okay. So what I want to go over with you guys is the fact that, yes, I just did more buying. Okay. Now, the reason that I did that is because we just saw, as you can see from the title, something happening that never really happens. It does not happen often, at least. Something just happened that's so simple. It's a beginner basic metric, something that you probably even noticed today. But when I show you the history and when you see what's come from this shit, it's huge. So simple. You're going to be you might even be disappointed by it because it's that simple. But trust me, let me show you the history. By the way, like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is a brand new channel. Subscribe helps a lot, but let's get into it. All right, here we go. So let's start with Bitcoin. Let's start with Bitcoin. Let's get this pulled up. Here we go. All right, what we're going to be talking about today, guys, the daily RSI. Because what we just saw was an absolute fucking smackdown on the RSI, an absolute beating. Just this morning, guys, this RSI was sitting up here around that 37% threshold, smashed below 30, currently sitting at a 27.36%. That's crazy. That's so oversold. That's so oversold. If you don't know what the RSI is, the way that I see it, it's the likelihood of a reversal. That's the easiest way to think about it. I don't really feel like explaining this because I explained it this morning. When you're below the 50% threshold, the lower you go, the more likely you are for the price to bounce to the upside. When you're above the 50% threshold, the more likely you are for the price to start reversing back to the downside. The easiest way to think about it. Okay. And what you can see here, guys, is we just got completely overextended so fast into the oversold territory here on the 4-hour or on the daily RSI. And the craziest thing, our weekly RSI also setting new lower lows, crashes below 50%, heading likely towards the downside. You look at your 12-hour charts. Let me show you guys. Know what? Not even the 12s. Let's go lower. 4-hour charts, just as low as his really, like as low as it gets, as low as it gets. But the daily is the one that I'm the most excited about. Let me show you why. So in order to kind of give you a perspective of why this is so fucking nuts about what's happened, let me show you the last 10, 15 times that we saw the daily RSI in the same territory and what happened afterwards. You ready for this? Let's do this. All right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's keep it going. 9, 10. Let's go a little bit further. All right. I drew a vertical line at every single time that the daily RSI has been below this point, where we are right now. Let's see what Bitcoin specifically, then we'll go into Solana, then we'll go into Jasmy, but let's start here. Let's see what has come from this historically. So let's just do that, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back here, and I want to see how the price has performed every single time that has happened, okay? The only one that shouldn't be there is this. Oh, I do feel like... Let me make sure they're all good. Okay, ready? Let's do this. Okay. Before this, what happened? We had one flash right here. This was the first time. Oh, wait, no, it was right there. Yeah, kind of even. It's a little bit of a range right here. Boom. Okay. What happened right here? We created a bit of a low. So we had this obviously bullish divergence. Here we go. Bam, bam. This little zone, this little buying zone right here. After this, if you go off the higher one, we saw the price bounce for Bitcoin 18% over the next month. Okay. After that, boom. After we saw this daily RSI flash and we saw this oversoldness, we saw Bitcoin's price pump over. I mean, you can see it yourself, but let's do the math. 190%. After that, this one back here, before we saw the pullback, we saw Bitcoin pump 60%. After that, the one we saw before that, we saw the bottom of the bear market, in which we then saw Bitcoin's pump 60% before its next pullback. The one before that, we saw Bitcoin pump 40%. The one before that would have been right here, and Bitcoin stayed neutral, the only neutral one that we have in this situation. If you move it to the side, even just a little bit, if you move the goalpost just a little bit, which we're not going to do, we're going to maintain, but you can see 24% pump off that bottom. Off the one that we saw right here, what happened? Before the pullback, we saw Bitcoin pump 40%. What happened before that? Getting towards the bottom, right, of the, here we go, right here. As we started to put in the bottom of the summertime low. So we started bottoming out roughly around this area. But if you go towards the top of the summertime low right here, it pulled back a little bit, but then inevitably climbed 60%. And then the time before that, a few more. Let's go. I know this is boring. But let's just do it. Okay. Time before that, bottom of the bear market, before the next pump, we saw 194%. Before the next dump, I meant, bam, 60%, bam, 28%. That was the last 12 times that Bitcoin's daily RSI reached the level that we are at right now. If you don't think, historically speaking, from a percentage chance basis, that this is a good time to buy, you are crazy. Now, am I saying that we are immediately going to pump? No. Am I saying the crash is over? No. Am I saying that when we look back on this moment, that this will end up being a good time to have dollar cost averaged in? Absolutely. I will stand and sink on this ship. Okay. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If Bitcoin's price ends up pulling back, another 50% from here and I'm wrong, it just is what it is. But at least you get the benefit of knowing I've bet my own money on this. I have started dollar cost averaging. I, this morning, was saying, okay, if I'm talking about a dollar cost average on Bitcoin and the rest of my cryptos, I'm probably at about a 5 right now. I'm at like a 6.5 now. Not only did I buy more, not only did I buy again, I bought more as this pullback has happened. And if you don't think that this is an overcorrection, I don't know. If you don't think this is a bear trap, I don't know. It feels like one to me, and I've been a part of many. Okay. So what am I doing? Again, I'm dollar cost averaging in at these levels. My primary thesis is that we are still in a bull market. I talked about this morning. We're still in a bull market. We have interest rates very likely going to start coming down now, which is going to open up the door for a more risk-on environment over the next 16 to 18 months. It's not usually immediate, and that's what people need to understand, okay? It's not usually immediate. Actually, historically, when interest rates start to fall, right, when they initially start falling, the market actually usually crashes. Why does that happen? I don't really know. Why did Bitcoin crash when the ETF approval happened? You don't really know. It just kind of what happened, right? You can call it buy the rumor, sell the news, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, that's what happens. But generally speaking, once the effects of lowered interest rates actually ripple enough and drain through the economy enough, you will start to see risk on assets climbing. That is just normally what happens. In general, crypto is a benefit of that. Secondly, no matter who wins the presidential election, we have made a name in crypto at this given point to get people excited and to get politicians excited to at least to some degree endorse the fact that crypto is real, at least here in the United States. We obviously know that if President or former President Trump wins the election, that's going to be massive for crypto and open up doors that we've never seen before. If Kamala Harris wins presidential election, she has already gone out of her way to start trying to friendly bop with a lot of the different people within the world of crypto because she knows how powerful this space is. And so because of all of this, right? Because of all of this, there are so many catalysts that still can take place over the next coming months. And at the end of the day, we are still in summertime. September historically is one of the worst months for the world of crypto. Now, I showed you guys this morning, but let me show you again because it's just that important. Okay, here we go. This is over on CoinGlass. Look at this. I want you to look at the average return in September. The average return in September is a -5, almost -5%. The worst performing month in the world of crypto on average. We're not even there yet, guys. We're not even there yet. What you need to understand is that historically, look at it. The worst months are June, July's decent, then August and September. Then what happens? October pump. November pump aligns perfectly with interest rates dropping, aligns perfectly with the presidential election. So if you don't think that this market can rebound and start to climb its way back in the opposite direction and do the same thing that it's done on multiple occasions through multiple years over the last 11 years, you're crazy. You're overly bearish and you need to recenter a little bit. Now, yes, I am a little bearish in the short term. I would be a liar if I said I wasn't. I do think that this market could continue lower. I've told you that. I told you that this morning. We weren't getting overextensions just yet. We were seeing extensions, but now we're starting to get overextensions. And as we're getting down here, guys, this feels to me like a bear trap. So many liquidations are happening. So many. And I don't think this is updated yet. I don't think we've seen this update yet. Let me see. I want to see if there's been an update on liquidation. Look, guys. I mean, holy shit. Look at this. Look at the freaking dude. This is nuts. Let me just go out to the 30-day just to zoom this out even more. Wow. Look at the, if you are not paying attention to this shit, guys, you need to pay attention to it. Look what just happened to the shorts. Look at this. Look at the liquidations above us. The market moves in the general direction that there are the most liquidations. Over the long, extended periods of time, that's just what happens. The lizard people, like I call them, want your crypto. They will do whatever it takes to get your crypto. And liquidating you is the easiest way they can get your crypto. So let me ask you something. If we all agree that there's manipulation in the market, and if you don't think there's manipulation, you need to open your eyes a little bit more. And we know that there are a ton of liquidations above us now, a ton. So many more than below us. It's absurd how fast this has changed over the last hours. If you don't think that this market can bounce, and if you don't think that some of these longs are, or these short traders are going to get liquidated, let's just see. In 1 week's time, let's revisit this video and see what happens. But I'm so sure that we are entering into a bear trap. I think this is an amazing opportunity to dollar cost average. Sure, it might continue lower. And if it continues lower, it's a better and a better and a better and a better buying opportunity. And that's where I'm at, because this is absolutely absurd. I'm curious if the liquidation heat map's updated. Look. Let's see what the 1 year looks like. Nah, this isn't updated yet. Not from this morning. It's still the same. It's insane, man. This is, oh no, it's building. You can see it building up there. This is nuts. White. All of the longs. All of the longs, we hit each one of their liquidation levels. Liquidated, 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 liquidated. Now they're wrecked. Who you think gets wrecked next? You think people are about to be going long right now? Like, realistically, you think people are about to be going long? You can tell they're not. You know they're not, because look at the liquidation heat map. Look at this. There are barely any liquidations below us. Why? Because people aren't going long. What happens, guys, when everyone expects the market to go in a certain direction? Think about it. What happens? It goes in the opposite direction. Now, that's not immediate, and I hope that I'm not kind of putting it out there, right, that I think this is going to happen right now. I hope I'm not putting it out there in the sense that we can't continue lower, or that you guys think that I'm saying that Bitcoin can't hit 45,000. It could. But as we're going lower and lower, the signs are so obvious, in my opinion, that this is a beautiful buying opportunity. Let's talk about some more RSIs. Because again, the primary focus of this live stream is what's happening on the daily RSI, because it's nuts. Let's talk about a few more. ETH. I have not seen this thing this low in so long. Let's talk about the last time it was this low. Let's draw a straight line. The last time it was this low was right here. Before that was right here. Almost, it kind of reached it there. Bam, bam. Let's talk about it. What's happened? ETH hits this much of an overextension to the downside right here during this pullback. Then it pumps 170%. Before that, it saw this pullback all the way down here, and then it pumps 112%. Sees it right here. Sees this, pumps 52%. Right before that, the bottom of the bear market was put in. Do I even need to get the percentage of how much we went up after that? Move on. Jasmy. Jasmy's just about to hit it. Jasmy's almost there. Look at the last few times that Jasmy's price has done this, guys. It was right here. Right here. Right here. The bottom was there. Look. Even the most recent one that didn't turn out to be much. That's a 58% pump. If you don't think that's a lot, you're crazy. Look, and this is a beautiful example of what I'm talking about. See this moment where this daily RSI gets so oversold for Jasmy, but it doesn't immediately do it? Look what happened here. It did continue downwards, and that's what I'm telling you. We might continue downwards, but the moment it got overextended, the lower and the lower and the lower it got, the better the buying opportunity came before, bam, it shoots up over 400, 500% to the upside, just like back here as well. The daily RSI gets oversold. Every time it got from that point forward, lower and lower and lower, became a better buying opportunity. If you caught the average, you're looking at a gain of over 139%. Do you get the point? Like, I don't want to keep doing, like, I don't want to go over every single one, but I hope you get the point. Let's go over Solana. Solana, we're sitting there. We're almost there. Almost there. If Solana pulls out, if we get the breakout, fake out to a breakout here, and Solana starts venturing back down towards $100, you bet your ass that we're going to be overextended here on the daily RSI. And even where it is right now is low, real low. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. The last 3 times Solana's price was right here. The bottom before the 5, 6, 7, 800% run. After that, this pullback right here, in which it continued lower for a little while, then eventually got this pump 46%. Same thing here. Got it right here. Went down about 10% after that. Off of that, then climbed 40% to the upside. We're not talking about 5%, 8%, 9%. We're talking 10 to 50 to 100 to 500% gains every single time in the last 3 to 4 years, which is a full bull market and a full bear market, that this has happened on every single crypto that is happening to right now. And you can go through the list. Litecoin, AVAX, DOT, Phantom, Jupiter. Doesn't matter. They're showing the same thing. They're all showing the same thing. And at the end of the day, what you need to understand is that if you can separate your emotions from what we're seeing in this market right now, just take a step back. Recognize there's still a ton of catalysts. There still is a lot that's on the table. This market does not have to be over just because of what we're seeing right now. And at the end of the day, this could just be the summertime lull that we always see before eventually a pump. Then you can understand that this could be one of the best buying opportunities we've had over the last 365 days. Because quite frankly, if we go out to the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, guys, I want you to remember, we're currently sitting at a 26. We have not, and we're almost in extreme fear. We have not been in extreme fear once in the last 365 days. People always tell you, and all you guys in the comment sections are always so adamant on, quoting and referencing this and saying, buy when others are fearful, fearful, sell when everyone's greedy. This is probably the most fearful this market's been in the last year. Why sell now? It's the only question I have. Why sell now? Why not stick to the fundamentals, stick to the data, and stick to what historically has shown that this is an amazing buying opportunity, dollar cost average? That's what I'm doing. And no, I'm not trying to solicit. No, I'm not trying to convince. No, I'm definitely not telling you to go out there and buy, but I'm telling you why my conviction is so high and why I just bought twice today. And I didn't even know if I was going to say this or not because I'm very cautious of how I say things here, right? But when I'm telling you guys, it's not like I just bought like $100. Guys, we're talking 5-figure purchases on 2 separate occasions today. That's the conviction that I have, that I'm talking about. These were multiple 5-figure purchases today because of what we're seeing here. And now Tyler understands. Realistically, it might fall, right? Realistically, Bitcoin might go to $45,000. And you know what I'm going to do? Buy more than I bought today. I've expended probably about 30% of my cash reserves into this dip that we've seen over the last week or so. 30%. I still have 70% remaining. Keep that in mind. I'm not dumping all of my cash. Some of my cash. And everybody's saying in there, yeah, hit that like button. Hit that dang on like button. Let's get to 20 likes. I know you guys can do it. Let's do it. You're going to do it. I'm not going to beg you. You can do it. So, again, I'm not dumping all of my cash because I know this market can go lower. And the moment I don't think it can go lower, it always goes lower. So I know it can go lower. I'm always ready for that. But what I do know, liquidations are getting crazy. Everyone's getting scared, and all of our metrics are getting overextended. There has not been one time in history that has not turned out to be a good buying opportunity, and that's why I'm buying. So I've allocated 30% of my cash reserves that I was storing, waiting to deploy into the market. I'm sitting on 70% left. And you know what? If Bitcoin's at 45K tomorrow, I'm dumping another 10% into the market just because I have that much conviction. And the lower we get, the better the buying opportunity is going to be, and I'm going to get in. And some people may say, you're a perma bull. Yes, I'm a perma bull. Yes, I'm a perma bull. You know why? Because I know that where crypto is at right now has not shit on where it's going to be one day. And as we continue to do that and continue to develop and continue to see the mass adoption of crypto, the prices of the ones that are the best will inherently just go up. So why would I not be bullish? Why would I not be excited in moments like this when the market's falling and I can buy it for cheap? Why not? Why wouldn't I be? So that's my thesis. That's where I'm at right now. And that's how I'm feeling. Things have been crazy. But you know what? As I was making this, as I was thinking about making this, I was like, you know what? I don't want people to just hear me. All right. No one just hear me because I'm just a random dude on YouTube at the end of the day. I'm not the only one. Look at this. Look at this news. Shout out to Connor Kenny for this post. Wells bought the highest Bitcoin ever since 2014 in the course of one day. Look at the accumulation of Bitcoin. We're talking higher than 2019, talking higher than 2022, we're talking higher than 2017. The only time before this that Bitcoin accumulation has been this high by the whales, the lizard people, the people who are forcing the price down. The highest time before this was 2014, and 2014. Think about how cheap it was back then, how easy it was to buy this much Bitcoin. Put that into perspective. If you can't see this shit, guys, I need you to just look harder. You just got to look harder. The people who are forcing these liquidations, forcing the market to the downside, are the same ones who are accumulating at the lows when retail starts selling. You got to catch up. You cannot lose here, guys. You can't give up here. You can't give up here. I don't think it's a good idea. I'm not your financial advisor or whatever all these fucking YouTubers say. But at the end of the day, giving up here, I just don't think it's a good idea. And take it with a grain of salt. Again, I'm just a random dude in a YouTube studio upstairs in his house. That's all I am. But I've been here 5 years. And over these last 5 years, what I've come to realize is moments like this have made me more money than I've ever seen in my life. Simple as that. Let's open up the chat for some questions. Leave some questions down here. Let me know. I don't want to ramble on too much. I already did a live stream earlier today. But what I do want to say is this, guys. Again, this is a brand new channel, and all I ask of you is two things. If you think these live streams are valuable and you could use them more often, let me know by liking this. If we get 30, 40 likes, then I know, okay, boom, I need to be doing this more often. If you enjoy the content and you're new here, maybe if you're coming from my main channel, maybe if it's your first time, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get this thing to 1,000 subscribers by October. That's my goal. Don't know if I'm going to hit it, but that's my goal. So help me out on the journey. That would be much appreciated. But leave some questions in the chat if you have any. And then if not, all I ask for you is go check out some of the other vids. Turn on your notifications when you do subscribe so you can see some of these future videos. I have another one dropping in the morning talking more in depth about what the whales are doing and what it means for the market of crypto. And if you head over to my main channel, which is linked down below as well, you can see some individual analysis on meme coins, top 10s, top 15s, top 20s, all that's available there for you. So definitely do feel free to go check that out. But overall, it doesn't look like we have any questions. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this stream on up. But I really hope you guys did enjoy. I love jumping on stream with you guys, telling you how I'm feeling. I get a little unhinged every now and then. So I'm just going to warn you now. I'm not the guy to listen to with your kids around. Put some headphones on. And then let's have our chit chat. But of course, I hope you guys did enjoy. I always appreciate you guys so much for joining in. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow morning with another one. Peace out, everybody. See ya.